Yeah. Shout out to the sun. Meditate, catch a day, the process begun. All you gotta do is wait, pray the war is won.
It's creating a magnetic field. Magnetism is for the spiritual people. It's for people with souls. It's what our planet used to have before the moon was put here, before all the Dracons came here and tried to make it part of their galaxy and tried to create humanoids, succeeded in one, failed in the other, but they're still trying. I just told you a lot right there. I don't know how many of you heard me, but I tried. At this time, there's a battle between the draconic forces called snake people, alligator people, reptile people, whatever you want to call them, that are egg-born, have no souls, and the soul womb-borns who are just beginning to find out how you fought the battle and licked them before, but now they're licking you, and you know what they're licking you in. Because it's a time when you're going backwards instead of forwards. And as you try to awaken, they put more stress on you, reverse mortgages.
Dr. Edward Bischoff started this modern theory of epigenesis in 1854. I want you to jot on that date because people think this has been going along for a long time. It has not.
It's easy enough to cure any of these things because, to tell you the truth, AIDS was brought on by Mobutu Seko Seko of Zaire, who was given $5 million and had 2,000 people given that AIDS, and AIDS is not a disease. AIDS is acquired immune deficiency. It means that anything else, once you have your immune system compromised, can live. I have a whole tape I made 12 years ago on AIDS, what it is, what it isn't. All you have to do is to stop taking the pus, stop drinking the milk and the cheese and the butter and all the rest of the stupidity, take away all those things, clean up your system, get a diode, spend some money, and stop those poisons from coming in. Your body will heal itself, and your own bone marrow will produce whatever you want.
I repeat, proven by Dr. Professor Jacques Loeb of Stanford University that the embryo develops from the egg alone and does not require spermatozoa. If you hear what I just stated, according to Professor Loeb, you can make a developing embryo to become mitigated and go in the first, second, and third trimesters of birth without the need of the male sperm, under certain circumstances. The prevailing medical theory is one of epigenesis, and it says, again, that you must have the union of sperm and egg in order to produce and in order to get pregnant. Maybe. To start this and give it practicality, we have to go back to...
And there are many experiments that are very awful to think about. Because melanin is granulated, you cannot break it down. The more you break it down, the smaller it gets, and it still works as the same as a whole. The part works as part as a whole. And as a consequence, whenever you have melanin, you're not supposed to take any kind of drug or any kind of thing that's synthetic, because it originates and lets your pituitary gland create anything that's necessary for you to stay alive, because it senses everything. It is in all your cells. This is why they say, this is why a person with a lot of melanin, and the darker, the denser the grade of melanin, the stronger it is. That's why basketball and football players, even with helmets on, which is covering their eardrums and their semicircular canals, if they are around long enough, they can sense somebody's coming up behind them. They can sense behind their back, because they're seeing with each cell of the body. Each cell now is alive and working as a matrix of the whole. So we have lost that. So when you have melanin, you cannot do things that are synthetic, because
the use of frequency modulations and crystals, they so got out of tune that nature rebelled upon them. And one of the abominations supposedly that happened on the planets was that they began to use genetic research, having this ability through magnetic frequencies to break what they call the basic chromosome pattern and go into any cell wall. They were able to infuse whatever they wanted to within the nucleus, and they made anything that they wanted to on all phylums, caring not for what was called the creator's plan or anything else. And that they made people, and they engrafted these people with animals, and they mated animals with plants, and they crossed anything that they chose, and these creatures began to survive after the madness went down, because the phenomena of which which many of them they made were amphibious creatures, or what we would call now, I guess, creatures from the Black Lagoon, or fish people.
And on this planet you have extraterrestrials, terrestrials, and intraterrestrials. You have 3 different life forms on this planet. We know very little of the extraterrestrial, very little of the intraterrestrial, and now we're just beginning to understand better on terrestrials. Because we've got supposedly 5 now: brown, yellow, black, white. What's the other one? Oh, red? You can. But then we've got speckled, green, blue, and kind of a yellowish white. You haven't met them recently. We have giants here, pygmies here. We have 30 and 40 foot tall giants still living inside of our Earth and on many of the islands in the Pacific. This is when the story of giants, I have pictures in another lecture I give on the giants in, on, and around the Earth. We have so much that was never taught to us because the people that
Coast of the Americas. The Atlantis statement was that there were a people there. In fact, that there were 3 kinds of people there. A very short, red people, a very tall, white people, and a kind of a brown-skinned intermixture, which they stated was more animal than human. And these very tall white people had an advanced civilization, using crystals and magnets, and that they were able to fly in the air, that they were able to float on the waters, and even had submarines and use telepathic communication. Oh boy, it sounds like a utopia or some kind of advanced civilization from another planet. These are all the stories and legends of Atlantis. They even had beasts that we supposedly call now prehistoric beasts that lived in one part of
the advanced design of Teotihuacan suggests that ancient builders had advanced knowledge not only of architecture but of complex mathematical and astronomical sciences. Additionally, one of the more intriguing characteristics differentiating it from many other ancient sites is the fact that from the air, Teotihuacan strangely resembles that of a modern computer circuit board. Curiously, when Hernan Cortes and his men conquered the Aztec Empire in the 16th century, they asked the natives who had built such a colossal city. The Aztec replied, "We were not the builders of Teotihuacan. This city was built by the Quinanatzin, a race of giants who came here from the heavens in the times of the second sun." The Aztecs were in fact the ancient civilization that named the place Teotihuacan, yet they did not know the original name for the city. The pyramids had remained buried, hidden under several